Okay, so we've done topic sentences. We are ready to do evidence. Okay, so evidence is basically where you prove your point by using the text. Now, when we did our planning, we actually came up with some evidence that we could use for each one of our arguments, right? So if you do your planning well, this bit is really, really easy because you will have already grabbed that stuff when you did your planning. And all you'll have to do is just kind of zhuzh it up a little, make it sound a bit better, because obviously when you're planning, you just kind of scribble things down. You don't really, put it into full sentences. So what I've done is I've gone back to my plan, checked what I wrote for my argument one evidence, and now I'm slotting it in. So evidence should be, I would try and make it a combination of scene discussion and a quote. Okay, so here is my example. So what I was trying to prove was the topic sentence that I had before. So Lowry illustrates her disapproval of the community's insistence on sameness by showing that things that make the world beautiful have to be sacrificed in order to maintain sameness. Right, and now I prove it with this piece of evidence. Early on in the story, Jonas discusses the importance of sameness in their community with the giver. Jonas asks about the possibility of having choice and suggests that it would be nice for people if they could choose between things that were bright red or bright yellow. The giver then informs Jonas that the reason that this isn't allowed is because a person might make the wrong choice. Okay, so can you see how I kind of set up the evidence by telling them where it is in the story? And then I kind of give a bit of background to where this quote comes from by saying, they're discussing the importance of sameness, and that they have this discussion about it would be nice to be able to choose colours. So I kind of set it up with that scene discussion. And then what I do is put in the quote. Now, I don't just kind of like vomit up the quote, right? What I do is I try and get the quote to blend in with my language. Okay? So it's kind of like, almost like seamless. So see how I've got, it would be nice if people, that they could choose, because that is part of the quote. And then I close the bracket, I close the inverted comma, and then I put the word between, because the word between wasn't in the quote. So I'm kind of like chopping and changing it a little bit to make sure it fits, right? What is going on with my hair? Anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? You don't mind. Choose between things that were bright red or bright yellow. So that is part of the quote. So see how I put that in inverted commas? Right, because that is a direct quote from the text, just like the word choose was. Okay, and then I continue telling the story, or, giving the scene discussion. And then I tell them that the giver then informs Jonas that the reason this isn't allowed is because a person, and now I'm giving another direct quote, might make the wrong choice. Close quotation mark. Okay, again, another direct quote from that scene. Okay, so that is called quote embedding, and it's very clever if you can do it. So what I would try and do if I was you is try and practice that skill of making quotes kind of like fit into your own language. Okay, have a go. I would definitely tell you to try it. If you can't do it and you just have to kind of plop the quote there, that's okay too. Okay, remember, this is all about learning and trying new things. So have a go and see if you can embed your quote, and if you can't, that's okay. All right, just pop it in. All right, so that is evidence. So I'm going to stop there, and I'll meet you on the other side where we're going to talk about the other E in teal, which is explanation. Okay, bye.